wonderful to come home after chores and get a nice lunch waiting for you.
Uh-huh. Ah, yes, Louise. Come home and Santa got the grass cut.
That would mean a lot to you,
That will mean everything to me.
and it mean a lot to me.
And
Making everything look manicured. But the best part is to get home and find, long I eat red beets.
yes, girl.
Boys, oh boys. It looks so good.
Red beans.
Cooked with cup full of love.
Yes. Chicken. Nice, man. You know this cactus did well when I put it out in the sun?
Yeah. This was from, when she brought it, it might have had 3 leaves.
Yes.
Tony's niece, Cheryl. She actually made decorated pots and everything. It was a special gift and it's doing well. It seems to be quite happy in this house. Cheryl, thank you.
And this is from Cindy.
Vicky,
Vicky, and I say Cindy. Oh my goodness.
Vicky, for your 75th birthday.
Yes.
And she actually chose the Psalm 91.
With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Thank you, Vicky. That is really nice of you.
Well chosen.
Yes.
Well chosen piece of scripture.
And then when we came on the fence, of course, for dessert, we have a Julie mango. Gisha, I know, girl. I know how we could dribble for this, eh?
Don't talk about Shanta.
Don't talk about Shanta.
Because Tony, the last time I was speaking to him, Tony wanted to know, does the neighbor still put mangoes on your fence? He continued to put mangoes, and we seem to be now, it is the crop is finishing. At least we're getting one for the last 2 or 3 days.
Very good.
So
good.
we still in the loop, not because he only have one, keeping it for himself. He's still giving us the one that he picked up.
And the man gave me the only pampers he had.
That was really comical. Yeah. That was real good.
So Francis, I want to thank you for the mango. Thank you for the pampers. Or for the papa.
Yeah. And thank you for the consistency.
Yes.
Of,
Not forgetting Pearl, eh?
Not forgetting Pearl
this
at
white
all.
Pearl.
2 is 1. 2 has become 1,
So Louise, you quietly say your grace. I will cover my meal also, right? Quietly.
I would like to say it aloud.
You want to say it aloud? Okay.
Our loving and merciful Father, we feel so thankful for all thy mercies that thou hast bestowed upon us. We are grateful for this meal that has been prepared by Lasana, for his efforts to be taking care of us. Because when I was leaving, he says, don't buy anything, I'm going to prepare lunch. So we are grateful when there are those who are thinking about us. And we thank thee for thy continued care. We pray that thou will meet the needs of thy people the world over. For we ask it all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Oh, yes. Well, we had a big morning, Louis.
Oh, boy. Responsibilities. But I always like to think with the responsibility, you could get a little time together and have an ice cream or something,
Definitely. Hey, I want to thank you for that Dairy Queen ice cream, huh?
Yeah.
That was very good. I was kind of longing for something, a little treat now.
Yeah.
You always say, when you go out, you don't have to always make it business.
Yeah, you could do something.
But make it your business too. Make it your business too. Enjoy your outing.
Because we always have responsibilities, eh? But it don't have to just be.
So when you went into the ID office in Arena there,
Yeah.
Were you impressed with the service?
Yes, and they were very pleasant. And what I loved most of all is I didn't have such a long wait. I might have got through. We got there at 8:30, and I was finished by 10.
Might have been, yes.
And at that time now, the other errands to do, it was just like people waiting on you, you know.
You know where I parked? Around that Savannah there in Arima.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what the legal parking around there. So I asked you to go a little lower and cross at the corner.
Yes, boy, and I was a little bit,
I was kind of worried that,
well, you know, you usually would do things like that for me. So I was I felt a little insecure having to do it without you. And you know, the corner is so sharp, cars coming around.
Yes.
It is a kind of dangerous place to cross, really. You know, and this young lady.
I saw her just hold your hand
Yeah, and she
and
said,
led you across the road.
yeah, she said, you crossing? I said, yes, thank you. And she just put out her hands.
Yeah, man, that was.
And
I was so touched there.
Yeah, I was very happy. And I said to her, you have done your good deed for the day. She said, I try to do it every day. I said, that's wonderful. Because we elderly at some time need some little help, you know. Well, while I was there, Lancy, this strange thought had come to my mind. You know, and I did this for 10 years. And I thought, this might be the last time I will be in here.
So you looked around, you had a good look around.
Most people were not elderly at all who were redoing their ID.
Some maybe for the first time.
Yeah. So I thought, whoa boy, will this be the last time I'll be coming in this office? And I thought, well, 10 years is a long time anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I got like 3 years, you know, that with the driver's permit. I didn't think that, well, I doubt I would come back there. But I thought, I doubted it. I doubted it, that I would be coming back here.
So, did you feel a sense of disappointment in life to think that, hey, I may not be back here ever again?
No, man.
Or you figure that, you accept things in stride?
Yeah, I mean, we must die someday, yeah? And we really want to. Now, I don't think that you should be every day saying, I want them to say it's my last day. Then you'll be living in a kind of fear and turmoil. But, it is good to be aware that, that we can die. The driver said 70, which is by reason of strength.
It'll be 80. It's still labor and travail.
Yeah. So,
Labor and sorrow, sorry. But nevertheless.
But, yeah, it's good to be aware of that.
Vids the other day commented.
It's not morbid to think about that, You have to put your house in order,
Vids the other day commented on when I had made the statement about talking to your partner about that. And for younger people,
it's hard.
who have a bright future, I should say, it would be a subject that would be avoided, naturally.
Yeah, because I remember maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we were in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
a friend said to me, "Do you think about that?" So I would have been like in my 60s
Mm-hmm.
or maybe late 50s. And I said to him, "No, no, I don't think about that at all."
You might have said like Kello, we're talking about it.
I said, "No." I was taken by surprise when he asked me that question. He said, "No, I don't think about that at all." He said, "It's good to be aware that we all have to die,
Who was this person?
Dennis Camo, our good friend,
Mm-hmm.
who have since died. And even then, I just kind of dismissed the conversation,
Yeah.
But I think since I got to 70, I realized that, it could be. I mean, I'm glad to reach to this age. And when you have good health, you think you could live to 100, eh?
Would you like to go back to the age of 30 maybe? 25, 30?
No, I'm very happy to be the age I am.
Mm-hmm. You think some people would have missed their goals early on and would like to have gone back there to
Yeah.
even
To
restore?
achieve something
Mm-hmm.
possible. But for me, thank God, I'm happy to be the age I am.
Okay.
I'm thankful for reasonable good health,
Mm-hmm.
And strength and mobility.
Man, you could still go and pick mango
And fell too.
and peel mango. Do you know how much that is to you?
Mm-hmm.
I am very happy to meet people who have, let me say, certain setbacks in life, physically maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No, not maybe. Physically especially.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why I say this. Outside of Pennywise this morning,
Mm-hmm.
there's a woman, I would say she's up in her late 50s.
Yeah.
She's sitting in a wheelchair, Louise.
50s.
Yes. She's sitting in a wheelchair. Her right leg extended. Obviously, like there might have been some kind of surgery.
Mm.
Very nice looking lady. And as I was passing her, I looked at her. Excuse me, and I said, "Are you comfortable?" And she said, "Very."
Okay.
And I want to big up that lady. She may never see the channel, but I really want to big up that lady. I find it remarkable when people who have, setbacks in life, ailments, and they can bounce back. They can shake off the dust of worries. They can shake off the dust of disappointments.
That is wonderful,
You know.
When you can move on despite whatever you're going through, trials or tribulations or whatever. Because there is no one that is stress-free, Every human being on the face of the earth have something to be concerned and troubled about.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is health for yourself, whether it is health for a loved one, whether there is financial struggles, whether there is strife in the family.
Yeah.
Everyone has something to distress them.
Mm-hmm.
But, we like to think that by the grace of God, we can overcome, Because if you don't have that faith and trust in God, you'll be forever complaining.
Well, that one of the things to talk about, They say, those who are experts say, if you are to assess your disappointments in life, the first thing to do is start being kind to yourself. See how much you have to enjoy
Yeah,
rather than what you're not enjoying.
true. Positivity then.
Precisely. Address the disappointment. Why is it happening this way? Why should it be a big disappointment to me?
I'm not too sure I understand.
About addressing your disappointment? Look at the big picture where your disappointment is concerned. And don't just be overcome by it, but address it.
Meaning,
Well, take me for instance.
yeah.
So I've had a heart problem that led to a handicap in walking. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because I've spent my time, a lot of time in bed.
Recuperating.
There were exercises I used to enjoy.
Yeah.
So now I'm disappointed. Okay?
Right.
But rather than stay in that situation, start doing something about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what I mean. I'll tell you what I mean. I went walking recently,
Yeah.
this week here, right? And at one point, I got angry. I got angry that I wasn't doing well. I made the corner along the road there, and I felt angry at my progress. But I'm not pushing myself enough. So it's almost like if my inner self is saying, hey man, feel sorry for yourself. But the reality is I am not doing enough to bounce back sufficiently.
Yeah. Also, too, Lancy.
So I am addressing my disappointment. So what do I need to do? I need to become a little more active,
Right. That's right.
right?
But you know, loss of good health. When someone got an illness that has really make a big change in their life,
Uh-huh.
you suffer loss.
Of course.
Loss of good health. Okay, and sometimes when we suffer loss, we have to go through certain situations. For example, if you lose a loved one by death, I suppose the process will be the same as losing ill health. Or in a case, loss of a partner due to divorce, loss of children, loss of family. You will have to go through
A healing process.
a healing process. Just like that, you have a healing process. And one of the first things that you have to come to terms with, you cannot be in denial of your situation. Right? Okay, well, that may not be that you may not be in denial with that, but in an instance of a divorce and a disruptive family, you have suffered loss greatly. You could be in denial as to where it's going to end up, how it's going to work out. Is it possible that there could be a reconciliation? Is it possible that we might be able to be on friendlier terms and condition? Is it possible? You know, so you keep yourself in a denial state of the situation
Right.
until you have come to terms with yourself that this is it. This is it. Only then you could move on.
But that's why they say address your disappointments.
Right. So okay. Also, anger is something that you will have to go through. Even people who get ill, they get angry. They get angry. Now, I am not speaking about ill health from my own experience because I mean, I have never had, thank God, not good.
Tap your head.
I have never suffered any major illness. And so therefore, for myself, I am not speaking from experience. And experience is one of the greatest teachers. So when somebody has walked the road, they can better express how you feel. But I have seen people who have been angry about the illness. They question, why me? Why me? I have lived a good life. I have not been bad person. Why do I have to get this illness? It's real, you know. So anger is something that will be part of before you could be healed. You know, it is natural to have anger. Now you may say it's been 5 years. It has been 5 years since I have been ill. Well, of course, coupled with your heart attack, you also have a back problem. So you don't know if it's 50-50. 50% heart problems or 50% back problems, right? So, but I have never seen you angry.
But strange enough,
I have never heard you question.
no, I have never questioned that.
You have never.
I accept the outcome.
Right. So you have never suffered anger.
But I was
But-
kind of disappointed in my progress.
Right. So yesterday might have been your first time, right, that you have felt.
I have understood this
Yeah.
this calls for real serious work now.
Right.
To bounce back.
But also too, we have to have acceptance to it because excessive work may not be the answer,
No.
and then you set up yourself for another disappointment. So acceptance of your situation is very important.
Right.
You're not as young as you used to be. That's also something.
You see that? You notice that? You notice that, Andrew? Oh my goodness. I didn't know it showed so much.
No, I must say you look very good for 75. You look good. You look real good, Lassie, for 75. Remember that lady on the beach?
Yeah.
You look real good, man. Right? So I don't think that how you look there's any bearing on how you look. You look very good. As a matter of fact, you look very handsome.
What? But Louise, this is important. I'll have to increase the salary.
You look very handsome.
You know, they say a next way to shake off the dust of disappointment, surround yourself with good people. People you could trust, people you could rely on, people who could make you happy, who could get your good feeling flowing again.
Yes, that is very important. I agree with that. You know, it is sad to say, but people who are negative people, you know, I don't know. I think if you're inclined to be a negative person, if you surround yourself with positive people and people who can lift your spirit, I would think you can help yourself. But sometimes a negative person can be very weighty,
What? They
and
kill you dead, man.
and therefore they cannot, a very, very negative person can drain someone of their energy. So I would expect that when someone has given you a good hearing and suggests a form of advice, you hope that that person moves on. They cannot burden you continuously on the same bad topic.
No.
That is draining.
Yeah. Well, it means to say also they haven't taken your advice.
That's right.
They haven't taken it.
So from my experience of talking with people, anytime I see that the topic is continuously the same thing, I sometimes would say to you, huh, but you're not moving on at all, man.
No. Yeah, you need to move on. You need to get
Yeah,
back.
you cannot get stuck
Yeah.
in the same position after speaking to someone. I guess counselors really, could get weary with a patient like that.
Boy, they probably had to take a lot of pills when they go, boy.
Yeah, because you need to, after you have cleared your system,
Mm-hmm.
the next time you may bring it up, but it shouldn't be a whole big session again over the same thing. No. That is tiring. So you have to accept. Acceptance is a very important thing. This is not going to change. They say nothing changes, but you change.
Mm-hmm.
You have to change to face a changing world,
That's right.
because life is becoming much more problematic, because
Indeed,
now we are dealing with younger people, situations that we would never have experienced in life. You will one day be facing it, whether it's with a grandchild or a great grandchild. Your children might have been like you in a certain aspect, but the younger generation now are very individualistic. And therefore, we have to be able to accept that they are different.
That is correct.
So acceptance is a very important thing. To dust your feet.
Shake it off, man. Shake it off.
Yeah.
I like a quotation here, Louise. Many things have come to seem old-fashioned. Speaking the truth, keeping your word. Good people seem to belong to the good old days, though they are always beloved. If any exist, they are rare, and they are never imitated. What a sad age this is when virtue is rare and malice is common. The prudent must live as best as they can, though not as they would like to. So the prudent must learn to live as best as they can, though not as they would like to. And it's a wonderful thing, eh?
What does that last line mean? See, really mean? But not the prudent should live.
The prudent must live as best as they can.
Yeah.
Well, prudence is the wisdom you should have, and you let it work for you, right?
But the last part,
Do not as they would like to.
so I mean they may want to react differently.
I guess
Because the prudent would react in the way they know that they should react. But what is that last part really telling you?
I would
'Cause-
like to live this way. I guess you must weigh your circumstances. You must
Okay.
weigh your circumstances.
To go with a changing world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we cannot enforce. We cannot enforce.
Our values
You can't enforce wisdom on anybody else.
and even our values.
You can't do that. But you must live as best as you can. You must be a shining example as best as you can. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
And the last part?
Right? Do not as they would like to.
Right. Isn't that conflicting there?
Well, I'll tell you what. You work on that last part. And when we do our next video, you give me your opinion on it. Or anybody out there, for
But I would
instance.
like to hear what you think.
Well,
Because if
the-
I am to be prudent and to live as I should,
okay, I didn't finish off the whole thing. The prudent must live as best they can, though not as they would like to.
uh-huh.
May they prefer what luck granted them to what it withheld. So you're settling for what luck has granted you, what fate has granted you,
Yeah.
right? You're
Not
living
what
by
is withheld.
not what it withheld. So you must have the prudence to know the difference.
Okay. Well, that I thought it ended in the line previous.
Yes.
Because I thought that,
May they prefer what luck granted them to what it withheld,
okay.
right? So
They'll
you're settling.
prefer that how they see it, it works that way.
Yeah, but they've
But
not
it-
necessarily had come that way.
That's right.
So they have to accept
And not be disappointed.
and not be disappointed.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
So we got somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad about that. I have to be careful about quoting things here. You put me through a drill there.
Well, you have to understand what you're reading first, you know.
Yeah, that is true. But when you think about it, many things have come to seem old-fashioned, speaking the truth, right?
And keeping your word.
And keeping your word.
Yeah, Nance, that is very true.
Yeah,
You know, we have come from an era that if you tell somebody that, you know, I am coming, I'm going to do that for you. I won't say I'm coming at 9 o'clock because more than likely I might run late. So I don't want to use an example that I will break. But if I say I am going to do that for you,
you keep your word.
I keep my word. My word is good.
Yes.
And sometimes it's hard to eat your word, you know. You know,
Yes.
to go back on your word. I feel uncomfortable if I have to go back on my word. Because what am I going to tell this person? I'm not feeling well. I'll be telling a tale.
Right.
But I have found, even in the workplace, you know that a lot of times people don't keep their word. And us from the older generation, and maybe that's what that line went on to say, us at that generation, older generation, when the young people do not keep their word, it's like you are so disappointed because you are weighing them according to your own standard. But we really have to understand that life has changed,
Yeah.
and therefore it is not the lot that we expect, but
It's not a lot that you would have preferred,
right. But
but you still have to be prudent within the circumstances.
that's right.
And you have to keep your values intact.
Yes.
You keep your values.
You keep your values, but sometimes you really try to push your values on other people's feet.
Yeah, trying to create them into you,
Yes.
you know.
And rightfully so, because rightfully so meaning that especially our family, if we have a virtue that is very holds there for us, we would want to know our offspring have values on the same thing.
Yes.
But because of what is happening in the world now, peer pressure, some values have been lost, Lancy.
Yeah.
When last you see someone take a chair out for a young lady to sit down?
Oh no, that's foreign stuff now.
You go to the mall, they all come, they sit down. If it don't have a chair for the lady, she have to go and pull a chair from the next side. And you say, but wait, that value of pulling the chair for the person doesn't, I don't think they know anything about it.
Yeah.
So to me, if I have a grandson that I see that don't do something like that, I will be disappointed.
Mm.
Because you tell yourself that they would have learned it over the years.
But you know,
But values really have, another thing, opening the car door for you. There's a value that long ago you choose your husband by those things. When you see him do those things, you say yes.
but I was lucky because I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car.
But the odd time you borrow father car, you did it.
Anyway, Louise, here what happening. Let us not suffer this mango.
Yes.
Cut her face.
50-50.
No, but here what happening. Sana has to get a piece of that.
So we have to leave some on the seed.
No, you have to leave. You have to leave a good portion on the other half. And let's see if we can split this one in half. Cut that in half, Louise. This one here. I'll take half of that.
Well, boy, this is diabetic size.
Yeah, well.
First time I can see Judy's teeth smiling and saying, "That's your portion enough, Louise.
Can I have my piece there?
That's my portion. That's good portion for that diabetic Louise."
Thank you, my dear girl. Thank you. So, friends, we are about to close. The topic today was about shaking off the dust of a disappointment. I must say, it's good. Francis, our neighbor, thanks again.
I would just like to say hello. Somebody has said this morning, it's a long time I haven't hailed out to. You remember who was that?
No.
Anyway, I would just like to hail out to some random people. Wilma White, how you doing, my dear?
It's about time you brush up on these things, you know, Louise. It sound like a stock record.
Judy T, have a piece of mango.
There is so many people. Carol Pascal, Lima Richardson, all these fine people.
Patricia
So popular.
Barrow.
You have to do some homework, Lou.
Sunny Love. You know, I haven't seen Sunny Love for quite a while. Indra, my dear, how you doing? Stephen in Coromandel.
I tell you, send a kiss to all your subscribers. Please,
Michael Zambrano.
send a kiss to all the subscribers because I'm shutting this off.
Marcel and Ken. Marcel, I see you cooking some good food for Ken, girl. I'm glad you like the recipe.
So, my friends, before Louis gets lost again and start calling names twice, thank you very much. Nice to have had you. Nice to have had you here with us for lunch. We're going to go in the back now and give it that mango, what's left of it, to Sana. And to all those who are having birthdays and trailing off towards marriages and all of that.
Yes, boy, June month is the month for bride and groom, you know. Be sure that starting off in life with your partner, for those of you who are newly married or who is still to get married, remember, life is 50-50. Sometimes 60-40. But it's important that you are able to share your life equally and happily together. Bye.